Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the compound. I am getting ready to start another project. This one's a little repair. So I've got this W I made. As you can see, looks like a W. This is one of the first things I ever made. This is a log holder for out by our fire pit. And, it was the first thing I did. So there's a lot of issues with it that I want to fix. One is I want to put caps on here, weld caps in. I had plastic 3D printer caps, but they kept flying out. So we're going to weld new caps into these holes. I'm also going to put this support in, and this stops smaller logs from falling through the opening here. Otherwise, I'd have to have log that reaches from side to side. This will be able to stop those smaller ones from tipping out. So I'm going to do that like that. Do it like this on the inside as well. And I think that's the extent of it. So I've got to start grinding so I can tack this stuff on and just general cleanup. So that's what I'm going to get doing. Okay, so next I think I'm going to do the plugs. We'll get started on that and we'll go from there. So I have to get those measured out and cut. Okay, I've got pieces of metal cut here for the plugs for the top. I mean, they're just rough, but we'll get those sort of trimmed up and get that started. Okay, we're back. So got the little pieces of metal here and got them on a magnet so I can try and fit them in. The key is try to get it as inside the chamber. So I still have to grind this down a little bit on the corners to make it fit inside so it's somewhat flush, and then I can weld around the edges, and that'll be give me enough metal to grind and make it level. So you start with something like that, but as you can see, I got to get in a little bit further. So we'll get this trimmed up and we'll start with the first one. You see I sort of ground the corners off a little bit there. Let's see if it fits better. Oh yeah. So now you can see it's somewhat level inside the hole. All right, that's one. We've got to do the rest to the other four. Okay, we are getting ready to put the first one in here. As you can see, got my ground clamp snapped on, and you can see that that piece is pretty level. in there. So now I'm just going to get that welded in, and I'll be able to take the magnet off. Here we go. Okay, as you can see, I just tried to fill the gaps a little bit, and now I'll get it all the way done. Okay. So as you can see, sort of tack welded all the way around to fill in the gaps, and then I'll just sort of flatten it out. I'll do another weld so I'm not like blowing holes in it, but and then I'll grind it and it'll be nice and smooth and look like it's part of it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this one, sort of grind it off so you can see what it looks like, and then I won't bore you with doing the rest, and then I'll move on to the center supports. But I'll get this ground up, and then you can see what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so now I'm done grinding that one. You can see that it's smooth all the way across, and you can't tell where that plug was. So a couple little touch-ups on the grind, some paint, you won't even know it was there. So that's the process. I'm going to continue on. Alright, got to trim the center part of the W, so got the last little piece to trim and get her cut up. It's going to go something like that. Just got to do these two center pieces, get those sort of lined up. They're crooked right now, but got to get those welded in. All right, got it up on the table. I'm going to get the center piece done and just get this knocked out real quick, and then I can finish the grinding and whatnot. So. Okay, so I got the center supports welded in, and again, we're at the grinding process now. So grind it, clean it, and paint it. So I guess when I'm done, I'll close this out. Actually, I won't. That's boring. So all the cool stuff's done. I just got to grind a little bit and paint. So again, as usual, thanks for stopping by the compound and joining in on the project. Thanks for watching.